Hey, I'm just dancing along with the music. I hope you are too. Hello, everyone. My name is Anthony Brocas. Hey, I could do this. Hey, my name is Anthony Brocas here for Bird Dog Live Session. And this is a new show. Just trying this out. It's a dialogue. So let us know what you would like to see in a regular live show. You're here, I'm here, we're both here together, and we're going to continue this moving forward. We want to know what you want to see in a regular live show. Do you want to hear about firmware updates? Do you want to hear about new products coming out? Although we'll talk about that in a second. Do you want to hear about where you can see Bird Dog? Do you want to hear about vendor specials? What do you want to hear? Let us know. There's comments in the YouTube, whether you're watching it live or late or after the fact. Let us know in the comments, because this is part of Bird Dog 2.0. We want to hear from you. We want to react to you. We're listening to you. And this is why this show was created, is to start this dialogue with you and everything. And to that end, I also want to let you know that there's a giveaway with the show. There's a giveaway, the QR code. Yes, where there's a giveaway, and you can scan to win a 1-year BirdDog Cloud subscription. And looking at the current viewer, you're going to have a pretty good chance to win if you do scan this with your code. Let me put that back up. If you scan this QR code with your phone, answer a few questions, because we need your email address, and we're going to do a wheel of names at the end of the show. And we're going to spin this up, and we're going to give this away, and it's cloud. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can use BirdDog Cloud to connect NDI devices with other locations, which is a really cool thing. If you don't need NDI Cloud, you don't have to enter. But if you are interested in it, hey, you get it for free. It's a year's worth of BirdDog Cloud, and I think I priced it in the US, it's about $500. So this is a serious giveaway. It's not a t-shirt. It's not a sticker like some, YouTube channels give away. Not going to name any channels, mine. But this is a real serious giveaway. It's a serious tool for people who are serious about production. So anyway, with that, let's get to the news, which is our first segment in the show. And in the news, there's an X Factor upgrade program. And this is a really, really cool feature. If you have, let me bring this up. If you have a camera, any make, any model, you register it online, you can get those cool big discounts on the high-end cameras. Bring that back up again. On the ultras. So this is a great way to save some boku dollars and really step your NDI camcorder PTZ solution forward. NDI HX 3.0 is a big step forward, and that's what these cameras get. So if you are interested, check out the X Factor upgrade, another QR code. I know we're just filthy with QR codes today. Click right there, and then move over here so I can see who's watching. Randy Brom got the first comment. Adam Lopez, love for my new Ultra X5, easy to match with my old P100 as well. And Lars says, that sounds better. So, hey, I'm watching your comments. This is a live show. Let me know what you think. Let me know, again, in the comments, what you want to see in a show, what you'd be interested in putting together, what you would rely on in a show. Today we're going to be talking about, we got some news, we got a feature. We're going to talk about the BirdDog Cloud, which is today's giveaway, and we got some Q&A at the end. And if you got some questions for BirdDog, throw them in the comments. We'll try to handle some live Q&A as well. We're trying to keep this show to about 30 minutes or so, depending upon how busy it gets. But that's what we're starting with. If it goes longer, if you guys want more, we can do that. But let's stick with this for now. Anyway, continuing on with the news, there's new firmware updates for the cameras. Be sure to go to the support pages and the download page and check for updates for your camera. Always little tweaks, little bug fixes, getting these cameras to work even better. There's also a full NDI versus HX3. And a lot of people ask, well, BirdDog is the full NDI company. You make full NDI cameras. That's what you do. And the new cameras do HX3 as well. And there's certain advantages to HX3 and there's certain advantages to full NDI. and the article kind of tells you like when you might want to use either or, what the advantages are to the different solutions. They're both good solutions, but it's sort of like a carving knife versus a paring knife. They're both good knives, but they're good in different situations. The X1 Ultra won a Good Design Award, so a lot of thought went into these BirdDog 2.0 products, and I think it really shows in the quality of the products, in the innovation that you see in these products. And me personally, I like the halo tally. Makes it really easy to see. Like when I saw the new one, some other cameras, and you can only see it like from the front, and you can't see it from the side or from the back. It's just like, well, everybody needs to know which cameras up. So I kind of really dig the halo tally in the new ones as well. And lastly, NDI November. There's an NDI November video available on the YouTube channel. So if you're watching this on the YouTube channel, again, sign up, subscribe. We're going to, this is a new show, so we're evolving the show. Like I said, we want to hear from you, and we will be putting the show announcement out earlier, so you can get the announcement, put it in your calendar, and subscribe to it so you get a notification, ring the bell, all those fancy things. Do the X4 and X5 work well together without too much fussing with the video settings? Good question for the Q&A. We'll save that. And Chris chimes in and says good stuff. Well, thank you very much. And before I forget, we got people just joining online. There's a giveaway for a year's worth of BirdDog Cloud. And all you got to do is scan this QR code and put some information online. Let me scroll my cursor over here and take a look at what's going on. Oh, I got 3 entries so far. 3. That means each person has a 33% chance of winning a $500 in the US about giveaway of BirdDog Cloud. If you want your chance, throw your hat in the ring, fill out, wait, I'll put it back up for you. Fill out use your phone, scan this QR code. If you're watching on your phone, that'd be a challenge. We'll figure something out. I didn't think that went through, but hey, that's what I'm saying. This is our first show. We're going to make it better as we go forward, but we want to hear from you as to what you're liking and what your thoughts are. Let me click back over here, scroll back over to our presentation. Next up, BirdDog 2.0. This show really, evolves. It's part of BirdDog 2.0, which is an evolution within BirdDog. And let's see if I can get this, stop and play. Through our first phase development as one of the pioneers of NDI Live production tools to what is now going to be our second phase. BirdDog 2.0 it's a journey. It's a quality and innovation. And by quality, we're focused on delivering products that perform from day one. And I know there are companies that promote amazing new features, but you have to wait a little bit to get it all working right. And BirdDog itself has been guilty of announcing products before they were really ready to ship. I think everybody knows which camera we're talking about, and that did bite us in the butt. And boy, did we hear about that one. Well, we've listened to our customers. We heard you loud and clear. So now we only showcase products when they are indeed ready to ship. And in some cases, already on their way to distributors worldwide. We've spent a full year dedicated to refining and the new designs and enhancing the performance of each of our products for you. We've overhauled our manufacturing by partnering with top-tier companies for better quality and reliability. And these new arrangements give us greater control over the engineering process to meet our new standards. We've also listened to our customers and incorporated both big and small changes. And our new products are designed based on user feedback to address the real world challenges that producers and end users like you face on a daily basis, like having a camera that can also receive a return feed of the program to show to the person who's in front of the camera. So this year's releases set a new standard for us, marking the culmination of thousands of hours of dedication to innovation, testing, and delivery. So what is our vision for the future? Internally, we've established quality and readiness as core values moving forward. Again, working to ensure that our products are ready to ship when we showcase them, because we know that many end users make purchase and even studio design decisions based on these announcements. So no more vaporware. With every release, we aim to build on BirdDog 2.0 and deliver the quality and innovation you expect from the moment you open the box, and then continue the refinement after your purchase. We'll continue to listen to you, and as this show demonstrates, we're opening new doors between us to communicate what we're doing and to engage with you. So with that, let's go back to our slides. And I want to come up again against the X Factor upgrade. Register your current camera, any brand, any model. So if you got some old Nutex from 2016 sitting around, you're going to get more money here than you would get them on eBay. And this will unlock huge discounts on BirdDog's cutting edge X1 Ultra, X4 Ultra, and X5 Ultra. How do you do that? You scan this QR code right here. You can also go to the website, birddog.tv. And this is where you can sign up for the X Factor upgrade and get your cameras. You know what? I'll put it up there again. People signing up, people looking at this, looking to take advantage of the promos and actually want a mix of these two units, but only if they play well when used by some video newbies. BirdDog can't improve the video newbies on your end. You know, we were all newbies at one point. I was a newbie at one point. I didn't know anything about video, and everybody's got to learn. Everybody's got to move forward in that process. And these products, I think, make it very easy, especially with NDI. A lot of things that used to be very difficult just work. You know, being able to like connect an NDI camera, and then you've got access to the PTZ, you've got access to the camera controls, you've got access to all that over that same connection. That makes it really easy. Post a link in the description. Ooh, if we had other people doing this with the same time as me, I would ask them to do that. Maybe they are watching, they can do that. That's a good learning point for future shows. Thank you very much for that. There's only so many fingers I have. I can't do it while we're talking. Somebody says, good to see you back. Yes, it's good to be back on the air. Also, and you know, shameless plug, I also have the Stream Tech channel on YouTube. So if you missed me from the YOLO Live days, I have another channel on called the Stream Tech channel. The new X5 Ultra looks great. Love the new features. And interested to see if larger sensor cameras are planned. That's a good question. And something we can put into a future show. Again, this is a dialogue. If you are liking what you're seeing, if you want to hear more, hey, maybe we can talk about roadmap for the future in terms of cameras. Now, that said, as part of BirdDog 2.0, we're not going to announce anything until it's something you can actually get, because, you know, everybody knows the story. We got bit in the butt with that one. Also, now that there's more people watching, anybody want free BirdDog Cloud? All you got to do is scan this QR code and fill in your information in the entry form. There you go, right there. That's all you got to do. And today's show is going to be about BirdDog Cloud, so you understand the value of what we're giving away with that. Let's continue on with our news. Come over here. There's also firmware updates. As I mentioned at the beginning, the X5 Ultra, the X1, the X1 Ultra are out now. BirdDog.tv downloads. And all the downloads are there. So if you've got some older Flex units sitting around, if you've got even a P100, P200 that you haven't upgraded the silicon to and got some new capabilities, if you've got the quad, there's been some really good progress on that, getting all those features smoothed out. Definitely go check out the downloads page, update your gear, and make sure that you're getting all that you can get from these tools. Now, let's talk BirdDog Cloud. I've got Cameron Boyce, our sales engineer here. Let's bring him on. So Cameron, thank you very much for joining me on the show.
Good to be here, Anthony.
Can you tell me, now for someone who doesn't know, like, the high level view, BirdDog Cloud. What does that mean? Is that are we doing computing in the cloud, or what exactly does that mean to an end user? How can they leverage that?
Yeah, so essentially what cloud's really beneficial for is that hybrid production kind of workflow. So say you have, cameras on one location and you're trying to remote control from another or access those streams. You're not on the location where your cameras are currently. Anything like that kind of hybrid situation is what BirdDog Cloud is really beneficial to use in.
And are we talking like bridging from one location to another? Like you can have a camera in another city and bring it into your show here. Like I could send you a camera and I can control it from my end here.
Absolutely. Yep. Complete remote control. Completely from a different location, different city, different country even.
Now, is it limited to cameras?
So no, so you can send any kind of NDI stream as well. We've done it a ton of times with, a screen recording through NDI tools, something like that. So you're not at all limited to just cameras. Any kind of NDI stream you are able to send over that program.
So if you wanted to make, if you were doing, like I'm doing my live show, but I wanted to have my multi-view available to other producers who might also be following along, I could use NDI BirdDog Cloud to do that.
Yes, you can.
Now, BirdDog also has an NDI controller. Could you potentially just use the controller in another location to control cameras in a studio?
Yeah, I was actually part of a project where we had cameras in New York City and they were using our BirdDog PTZ controller to control those, move them around in Colorado. So absolutely on a different location, still able to use that exact same hardware.
All right. And again, if you're watching the show live, you have an opportunity to ask a cloud question right now. This would be a great opportunity. I know cloud, the people watching are 20 seconds behind, but we got a few minutes to go. Once again, I want to tell everyone you can get a copy of the cloud, not the cloud, the BirdDog Cloud, not that white one floating by. You can get a copy of BirdDog Cloud. Possibly, you have an enter to win. You have a chance to win right there. Put that back up. In terms of the cloud, is it just one point to one point, or are we talking like you can use multiple connections in multiple directions?
You can do multiple connections in multiple directions. What's great is if you have like a company account, and we can talk a little more about Cloud Connect, which is one of the protocols into BirdDog Cloud. You can have, sources being sent from one location to another. You can have it being sent back to the original location to a third, fourth, fifth. You can manage a wide variety of connections on that application.
And in terms of what someone needs at the sending or receiving end, I guess you need a computer to be that bridge between, say, the camera through the computer running the cloud software, and then that connects to, I guess, a cloud account, and then any other computer in any other location can all be part of that cloud share.
Yeah, so essentially the computer on each location we call an endpoint. So you would need one endpoint on your camera location and one endpoint on your control location. And now what's nice about BirdDog Cloud is that's not limited to one kind of platform. It supports Mac, it supports Windows, and it supports Linux. So you have a wide variety of platform support there. So say you have someone who is a Mac user, they have that M1 chip that's required for cloud to operate, and they're sending their cameras over to a Windows setup. That's absolutely going to fly. That's great. There's no issues there at all.
Okay, now when you said Linux, all of a sudden I start thinking of the Swiss Army knife of video production. Are we talking about somebody getting a little Raspberry Pi and strapping it to the back of a device and saying, oh, here's the camera, here's this other little thing, just plug the Ethernet into here, give it DHCP, and that's all you need to do?
Yeah, we've seen some very, very creative Linux setups with clouds. So, the world's your oyster with that kind of build.
Let's see, did we get any? No questions coming in about cloud itself, but I'll put this QR code up one more time. And if somebody's interested in winning, you can go right there. I'm hopefully pointing in the right direction. You can go right there and scan that with your phone or other mobile device, enter to win the contest. Let me just double check let's see how many names we got going so far. Looks like we've got only 8 people registered so far, so the odds are really good. May the odds ever be in your favor. Um, sorry, that could be a deep quote there. So with you here, I also want to, if I could, let's do a couple tech questions. So let's go back to our news, and then we'll continue down here. First question came in: why is the Wi-Fi signal on my X1 Ultra so weak, even when I'm close to an access point? Are there ways to optimize the connection? And I think there's a couple easy answers to this. You know, first of all, Wi-Fi is a lot of things, and it's used in a lot of places. And your device may be close to your access point, but the access point may be handling a lot of traffic. It could be a lot of adjacent channels. You know, if you use a Wi-Fi scanner, and there's a great article. You know, there's a great video. Is it a video that just came out on the
Yes.
Wi-Fi? And it really does a fantastic job explaining that if you look at the channels, you can see here's space in, you know, because I'm in a neighborhood where there are literally 20 different Wi-Fi things going that I can pop my phone on and see 20 different Wi-Fi access points. If I can find some place where there's kind of like a little hole, it'll do a little bit better, right?
Yes, absolutely. You know, that's a great video we released out on the YouTube channel. So making sure that network is as, you know, as little interference as possible, really configuring that beforehand is going to save you a lot of issues on site.
And also remember, there's a lot of other things that use those same frequencies. You know, all those 2.4 gigahertz microphones, that's the same spectrum as 2.4 gig Wi-Fi. Generally, you want to go up to 5 gigahertz, which can handle higher bandwidth and things like that. But then also understand that there are wireless transmitters that love to use those same exact Wi-Fi frequencies. So if you're doing a wireless production and you have two handheld cameras with those dedicated wireless video transmitters and receivers, they're going to be using the same bandwidth. But the challenge with those is you can't see them in a Wi-Fi scan because they're not Wi-Fi. They just take up bandwidth, right?
Yes, absolutely. So, like I said, make sure that's managed, make sure that's clean, and check what you have on that frequency beforehand.
Yeah, you know, short of doing a spectrum sweep or things like that, you can check the device, see what frequencies it operates on, and then if you've got a couple of those working on 5 gigahertz, maybe moving your camera to 2.4 gigahertz might put it in freer space. Because remember, even though you might see a bunch of Wi-Fi channels or Wi-Fi access points, that doesn't mean they're all transmitting data at the same time. So it's just finding the freer space to be able to communicate in, I think is the key point there. Alrighty, let us go to the next question that comes up. Can I connect 2 BirdDog cameras and a couple of encoders to a 1 giga, I think the person meant to say gigabit. Big B is byte, gigabyte, little b is bit. And most switches at this point in time are 1 gigabit. Can I connect 2 BirdDog cameras and a couple of encoders to a 1 gigabit unmanaged switch and stream to YouTube with 5 mega, I'm thinking again, bits, 5 megabits upload speed? Could this cause any performance bottlenecks? And I think the key challenge here is 2 BirdDog cameras and a couple of encoders. Well, a couple, or you know, we don't really know how much we're talking about, but I think the key thing that we need to understand is what version of NDI might they be using, right?
Yeah. So in the past, that full NDI, especially if you're running a 4K camera, full NDI, full bandwidth with full bandwidth converters, that 1 gigabit connection is going to start to get a little bit small for that setup. What's nice is, especially with the new X series, is we have that HX flavor of NDI now. So you're going to have that much lower bandwidth. So a setup with 2 cameras, 2 converters or 3 converters that are all running HX is going to be a lot easier on a 1 gigabit network than, say, the full bandwidth was.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you make up a good point because it says cameras, but it doesn't say 4K cameras. A 4K NDI feed can be upwards of 300 megabits. And then if you got 2 cameras doing 300 megabits each, you got 600. Now you add 1 encoder. Is it doing 4K? That's 900. Okay, if you add a 4th encoder and they're all doing 4K, yes, you've saturated a gigabit switch at full NDI. But I don't want to say step down. If you instead choose to use HX3, you can still get high quality. And, I've done HX3 for HD, and I've done it at 35 megabits a second. So if you even step that up to, you know, 200 for 4K or 100 for 4K, well, for 100, 200, 300, 400, now you've got those four encoders, and they're only using 400 megabits. That will fit a lot easier on a 1 gigabit switch than full NDI. And this is what I was talking about at the beginning of the show, where it really did, picking the right tool for the job, picking the right knife for whatever you're trying to cook, really helps here, whether you have the ability with the new cameras to use HX3 or whether you're using full NDI. So
Yeah.
let's go to the next question. And we'll click forward. What type of internet connection is ideal for controlling BirdDog cameras remotely, especially in a mobile or on location setup? This is a deep question. This is a really deep question, and I don't know how you want to wrangle this one. What type of internet connection is ideal? High bandwidth, very reliable. That I think would be the two key things. How you get that in a mobile or on location setup is something that a lot of people work on. There are entire businesses based around this, like LiveView works on this. Magewell just came out with a multi-source bonding solution, the Miri, and there's a lot of different companies. Peplink makes products that solve this, where you can take multiple cellular connections and an Ethernet connection if you can get one, or a Starlink if you can get one, or all these different things, put them all together to make it more resilient and more reliable in on location or a remote type of setup.
Yeah, having used some of those products in the past, it's really making sure you can get that as reliable as possible. Like you said, the Peplink, those are some great products over there in terms of getting a mobile setup with a strong, wireless connection. But yeah, that is a heavy question to dive into.
Yeah, there's a lot of depth in that one, but there are bonding devices that connect multiple things together. And one thing that I mentioned on my channel is somebody comes and says, well, I've got a multi-WAN switch and it does failover and it does load balancing, and I'm like, but that's not bonding. And when you're trying to stream something, something that has load balancing is going to say, okay, this camera stream is on this connection and this camera stream is on that connection. They're not being shared across connections. It's balancing by spreading each channel out on its own little lane. But if that lane drops, it doesn't have anywhere else to go. So there's something there. We got a good question come in from the YouTube channel. What factors influence the quality and reliability of recordings via BirdDog Cloud? Well, again, the bandwidth that you have available at each end, I think, is one of the key things.
Yeah, absolutely. Bandwidth is a big factor in that. Another great thing for, especially for talking recording, is if you are on that Mac setup, you're going to have access to ProRes recording. So that's always going to have a higher, quality look to it. But yes, bandwidth is going to be one of the biggest factors in that quality.
And and I know, I have a TriCaster. I've used a TriCaster for many years. And one of the key features it had was if it was an NDI feed and you told it to record, it didn't transcode anything. It just took the data as it came in and just saved that to a file, and it was like, hey, and it was really cool because it didn't require any CPU processing, any GPU processing. It's literally like the data was already coming in. I just put it down in a little pile here and put a name on it. So that was really cool. Let's see if there are any more questions come in. Are we going to see more HX3 converters? I currently use the Flex in and outs, but they don't support HX3. I have to admit, this is one of my questions too. I am an end user. I have several Flexes. They have been very good. I also have some NewTek Sparks because, like I said, I'm a TriCaster user, but the number of HX3 encoders in the market is pretty low at this point. But I think we said at the beginning, BirdDog's not going to announce any products until they're ready to be shipped, right?
Correct. Yeah. We're very aware of what we want to support and what the market is looking for. So we're not going to announce anything, but we're very tuned into what people are interested in.
Plus, also, if you see all of the current products, all the new cameras coming out with HX3, evolution might indicate that a future encoder might also have such capability. No, I'm not going to say anything, but the natural progression of things seems to be there, I would think.
Agreed.
Especially if, like you say, listening to end users who are in this show itself, asking for HX3 in an encoder. And I would also like loop through. Just saying, flexes are great, but they don't have loop through. So just want to shout again, if you joined this show late, we have a giveaway to win a 1-year BirdDog Cloud subscription right here. Scan this code with your phone, your tablet, your wristwatch, whatever you want to scan it with, your smart glasses, I don't know if they even do that, but you get the meta glasses. I'm trying to make it scan the code. And then fill out the form, enter to win. Let me double check, see how many people we've got in the form right now. Looks like we've got a good bit of names. And at the end of the show, I am going to grab up all those names and I'm going to put them into a wheel of names, spin the wheel, and once I click spin, I have no control over it, and somebody's going to win the BirdDog Cloud. I believe, let me just scroll across here. I believe that was the last Q&A that we had. Yep, that was the last one there. And let me check the YouTube, see if we've got any more over here. Do you know what the latency is with HX3? Is it good for live broadcast with iMag displays? I can kind of answer this one because I write for Streaming Media Magazine, and I did a review and test of the X1, brand new X1, and I did a test against a P200, which is full NDI, and the big thing about full NDI was it's fast. It's very low latency, get that frame out there. And in my testing, both cameras, both wired to the same machine across the same network, the HX3 actually arrived faster. Like, not a lot faster, but it arrived faster. So it's not slower, which is typically the case when you say we're going to add more compression or we're going to do compression in software. It arrived just slightly ahead of the P200, meaning that the HX3 was faster than full NDI in that test. I did not do a test, double blind, 1,000 cameras across all different networks in that test. So, but remember, if you're doing NDI, there is sync over NDI, correct? There is a way to sync multiple cameras.
Yes.
And
yes, there is.
But many mixers do not work with synced cameras. Like if you're using vMix, or if you're using Wirecast or a software switcher like that, or if you're using an appliance like a a YOLO Box Ultra that can take in 3 NDI cameras, that is not a device that understands synced cameras. So it's going to take a frame or so to resync all of those cameras and then send them out. And then it's got to do all the processing it's got to do too. So all of the delay is not necessarily related to NDI or HX3. There's delay that can be introduced by a switcher that is not a Genlock switcher. There's delay introduced by the iMag screens, because if it goes through a multiple processor to go out to multiple LED panels, there could be a frame or so of delay there as well. So there's a lot of different places where delay can be introduced, and I'll just say that the HX3 is not introducing more delay than we had with other NDI cameras. Does that sound like a good answer?
It does.
Okay. Randy Braun, that's can you say the BirdDog would love to have an HX3 encoder in their product lineup, would love to be able to announce at some point? BirdDog has officially answered this in the YouTube stream. They said, Randy Braun, that statement is correct. That they would love to have a product in that lineup. So I think that pretty much answers the question. And I appreciate you being here to tell us about BirdDog Cloud. Again, if you want to enter to win, you can enter to win the BirdDog Cloud right here, last chance, because I'm going to start drawing some names. And right over here, let me go over to the wheel. We're going to do this. And what we've got is we've got some names here. Let me just refresh this page one more time. There we go. We've got these names. We're going to copy these names. We are going to go over to the wheel of names for the BirdDog live session. We're going to paste these names in here. And then I am going to click this button. And we are going to see who wins. Niels Braun, you have won. Alrighty. So, Niels, thank you very much for being part of the show, for being the winner. We have your email address. I will forward that off over to the marketing team at BirdDog, and they will reach out to you with regards to getting you set up with a free year of BirdDog Cloud. And again, don't forget the X Factor upgrade. Register any make, any model to get some big discounts on the new Ultra lineup of cameras. So this is a big, big deal. Thank you all very much for tuning in today's live BirdDog live session here on the BirdDog YouTube channel. Again, if you're watching this after the fact, please leave comments, what you liked, what you didn't like, what you'd love to see in future shows, because this is an open dialogue between you, the end users, and BirdDog, and we would love to hear from you. Thank you all for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time.